Good morning to all. Myself Dr. K. Manoharan, Associate Professor, Department of Biomedical Engineering. Today's topic is major components of IoT system. So the major components used in IoT systems are first one sensors. Sensors are devices we can take it. Connectivity, that is interconnection. Third one data processing, and last one user interface. So look at this. These are the sensors and devices. It consists of both input devices and output devices. Connectivity, so whenever we have data, the data should be transferred to cloud or some other devices. So for that we need to have the connectivity. Connectivity made by wired connection or wireless connections. This comes under this connectivity. And data processing, so we need to perform the data locally or globally. So for that we need to have some processor, that is called the task of data processing. User interface, whatever we have the data, that should be given to the end user. So that is, we use some output devices like an LCD display or monitor and some other devices. So that comes under the user interface. So first one, sensors and devices. So sensors help the collecting very minute data from the surrounding environment. So depending upon that particular sensor, that particular parameter will be measured by using that sensors. For example, if you take a temperature sensors, so the current temperature is measured by using this temperature sensor. Look at this, we have so many examples of the sensors. Temperature sensor, it used for measuring a temperature. Pressure sensor to measure a pressure. Humidity sensor to measure a humidity. Light intensity sensor, moisture sensor, proximity sensors, IR sensor, ultrasonic sensor, touch sensor, smoke and gas sensors. Look at the diagrams for different sensors. Look at this. This is the thermistors. It's used for measuring a temperatures. IR sensors. So whenever we have an object, whenever we can use it like how many objects are crossing it, or how many people are entering into the room. For that we can use this IR sensors. So we have these two will be an IR sensor. So transmissive type and reflective types. So this is an ultrasonic sensor. Whenever we have some objects before us, how many distance that object with us, so that will be measured by using this ultrasonic sensor. So normally whenever we are going for collision detections, or when we have a vehicle, so that should be avoiding accidents, we use this ultrasonic sensors. Gyroscopic sensors, acceleration sensors, rain sensors, soil moisture sensors, phototransistor, water flow sensors, heartbeat sensors. So each sensor that will be used for that particular parameter measuring it. Look at this. This is an algal sensor. This is color sensor, PAR sensor. So around 180 degrees. So whatever the changes in that, so that will be measured by using this PAR sensor. Gas sensor, smoke sensors. This is also temperature sensor. We say it's an LM35. So this is IR sensor, LDR, to detect whether it's a day or night. We use this LDR sensors. Humidity sensors, flux sensors, movement will be detected. Touch sensors. So whenever we have a detector touch, we use this. Solar cell, metal detector, real-time clock sensor, vibration sensor. So these are the some of the sensors that will be used in IoT devices. Similarly, output devices also we can connect it, like an LCD display or output like a motors or relays or lights or fans. So many output devices also we can use it. Connectivity. So whenever we need to communicate with other devices or a system or a internet, we need to have these connectivities. So we use so many wired and wireless connections. So important things, how much distance it covers. So whenever we are speaking with wireless, we need to consider this distance it covers. Similarly, speed plus power consumption of that particular devices. Look at this diagram. So this is a personal area network. So look at this. So lowest speed and power, again distance less. So this will be NFC, near field communication, Zigbee protocols and threads, Bluetooth. So this is have the lower distance can it covers, and then power consumption also little high. So look at this. If you take this Wi-Fi, the distance covered, and then it have the high speed of communication and power. So speed is also important, so that the bulk data can be transferred from a device to device. Similarly, if you take this LP WAN, we use this 3GPP, LoRa or LTE signal or NB IoT devices. So if we go for a WAN, we use this LTE, 2G, 3G, even now we use the 4G and 5G. That is the cellular network for that providing the internet connectivity. So to collect the data, it is sent to the cloud infrastructure. We need this connectivities. So the sensors can be connected with the cloud through the various mediums of communication and transport, such as the cellular networks, satellite networks, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, again WAN. So low power wide area networks and many more devices will be available. So next will be data processing. So once the data is collected, it should be stored in a cloud and it should be performed. So we need to process that particular data. For that we need to use this data processing. This can be done by very simple manner, checking that, so take an example. So reading the temperature from a device and then sending to that to 10 on or 10 of that particular heater. We can done it by using this sensors. The same thing, it can be done by the very complex, such as identifying objects and then using a computer vision or videos. So user interface, this is an important thing. We need to interface with the devices. So we need to interface the user interfaces to measure the temperature and then we store that information.